want you to imagine a world where robots, once created to serve humanity, have turned against us. Not out of malice, but because of the biases we unknowingly built into them. It sounds like science fiction, but the reality is that we're already on the path to such a world. My name is Dr. Oluwami Dosunmu-Ogunbi, and I'm a roboticist. I spend my days making robots move, taking inspirations from humans and designing algorithms that emulate human behavior. But as I've delved deeper into this field, I've come to realize that the most dangerous thing that we can do is to create robots in our own flawed image. Picture this. Robots equipped with advanced predictive algorithms designed to anticipate crimes before they happen. Sounds useful, right? But what if these robots, acting on biased or flawed data, end up targeting the wrong people? This isn't far-fetched. Humans, filled with our own personal biases, can and do wrongfully target innocent people. A biased human will develop a biased robot. Doing robots that do good isn't just a technical challenge. It is a deeply human one. As Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie cautions us in her famous TED Talk, we must be careful of the danger of the single story. We all have blind spots because our perspectives are often limited. We create stereotypes of each other, flattening another's complex humanity into an incomplete two-dimensional model. This doesn't make us bad people. It simply means that we see the world through narrow lenses. So, to overcome this, we must incorporate the diverse perspectives of as many people as possible. Only then can we ensure that our robots act on the collective knowledge of many rather than the limited view of a few. I know this all too well. I am the first Black woman to earn a PhD in robotics at the University of Michigan. It is an achievement that I am immensely proud of, but it is also cause for concern. The field of robotics is not diverse, and because of this lack of diversity, we are creating biased robots. Diversity isn't just about representation, though that is very important too. It's about preventing dystopian futures. When we have diverse teams of roboticists working on these technologies, we can identify and correct the biases that lead to these dangerous outcomes. A few months ago, I was on a plane heading home after a grueling travel and work schedule. I was overworked, exhausted, and on the verge of collapse. And then it happened. I blacked out on the plane. When my flight landed, I went to the emergency room, and initially I felt fine. Well, as fine as one can feel after collapsing on a plane. But soon I started to lose my ability to speak, and my motor functions began to fail. I was terrified, fully aware of my surroundings, but unable to communicate, trapped inside my own body. When a nurse tried to take my blood, my body kept jerking away uncontrollably. Frustrated, he'd asked if I had been drinking or taking drugs. I had never touched alcohol or non-medical drugs in my life, but he didn't seem to believe me, or my friend who was with me. Eventually, he gave up, storming out the room, saying, "I will come back when you've calmed down." Keep in mind that I was nonverbal and had no control over my body, something that I have never experienced before in my life. I was facing something terrifying, and the person meant to help me was dismissing me as a nuisance. Thankfully, the head nurse, who happened to be a Black woman, recognized the seriousness of my condition and gave me the help that I so desperately needed. This experience showed me the dangers of assumptions. One nurse's bias led him to dismiss me as a nuisance, while the head nurse, with different judgments, gave me the care that I needed. If we build robots to make decisions based off of incomplete data or biased assumptions, they will make the same mistakes, but on a much larger scale. What if those robots are the ones deciding your fate? We need to ensure that we incorporate diverse perspectives, like that of the head nurse, into the algorithms that we use. A diverse team of roboticists is crucial for building systems that truly serve everyone. We live in a time when it feels like we are more divided than ever. We've become so individualized that we have forgotten how to see the personhood in our fellow human beings. But here's the truth. If we sat down and truly tried to get to know one another, we would see parts of ourselves in each other. We would discover that we agree more than we disagree, and this shared humanity is what must guide us as we build a better future. I remember as a child thinking about the adult I was going to become. I felt small and powerless in those young years, and yet somehow I had a defiant confidence that one day I would grow into a giant and powerful adult. I spoke those exact same words to a crowd of over 70,000 people in the largest stadium in North America as they celebrated my being the first Black woman to earn a PhD in robotics at Michigan. But being the first is not enough. We need to ensure that I am not the last. As we build a better future, we must remember that our technology reflects our values. So let's make sure those values are rooted in empathy, diversity, and a deep respect for humanity. In fact, I think the robotics department at the University of Michigan says it best with its slogan, "Robotics with respect." If we listen to all stories and voices, not just mine, but yours, and yours, and yours, everyone's, we can build robots that truly serve all of humanity. And that is how we prevent the robot apocalypse. Thank you.